So it seems these are some animated tanks. Game jams. Should you participate in a game jam? Let's find out together. In this video we'll discuss three things. One, my game jam experience, the story which unfolds as we speak. The second one is my takeaway at the moment from the game jam. And last but not least, if you should participate in a game jam and if it's worth it or not. Let's find out. My game jam story actually began a couple of years ago in the evening when I received a call from a friend. He told me, hey, you wanna take part in a game jam? I didn't know what I was getting into at the moment, but it was an awesome experience. Today is not that story, but it's one that's currently unfolding as we speak, so it's definitely really interesting. Not long ago, since I started my YouTube channel, a collaboration opportunity appeared. Yuri, which his channel is in the description by the way, invited me to participate with him in a game jam. I took like 15 minutes to think about it, and then I was in a meeting with both Yuri and another guy called Bermeo. Both of them are awesome. And together we decided which roles should each one of us take. Since my main background is programming, I opted for the role of the artist. Exactly, you heard me right. And we'll dive into this in a moment. But I opted for a totally different role than my current experience because this is what I felt to do. After the role assignment, of course, there was idea time. And neither me or Yuri had fully fleshed ideas, so we opted for Bermeo's idea, which turned out to be a historical tank battle, which I liked very much. So here we are working on this game, assigned roles and tasks, and now it's time to go into the action. But wait a second. I've learned Blender like 2 months ago and now I'm the artist of a game. I kind of like didn't know what I was getting into. And I had like really doubts that if I can pull this off or not. So the first model, I tried to do something simple and I thought like, okay, so this is how we're gonna have it. And as you can see on the screen, it's a really low poly tank that I've worked. But then for the second one, I opted for something much more complex in my experience. And it turned out to be better. Also Reddit thought of it as well. And then I said, okay, so if this second one looks so nice, then I should probably just remake the first one with the exact same skill set that I got from the first one. So I did just that, and now I have like 2 really nice tanks that we can use. Besides tanks, I've also created some other assets, for example, forest tiles or city tiles, and I also have to create much more, but that's for a later episode. So as I was building up my confidence, I started to experiment with more things, and I tried keyframing animations with the tanks because just having plain tanks without any movement is kind of sad, and it's also not fun for the game. So I opted for movement animation, for firing animation, and for start-stop animation, which turned out to be quite nice, as you can see on the screen right now. So talking about takeaways with this, what are my takeaways from this game jam up until this point? One of the first is, of course, meeting new people and starting fruitful collaborations with them. So that's an awesome takeaway. But it doesn't stop there, no. The second one is, of course, our game jam is 1 month, but usually they are less. They are like 1 weekend or 24 hours or even less. So they put a pressure on you, but that is a good pressure if you respect it. If you abuse it, you might end up abusing your body, like with energy drinks and junk food, so it's not worth it. But having good pressure actually creates an environment where you focus only on the important parts of the game and just push away the parts that are not relevant, which a lot of developers tend to focus on. And also one big, huge takeaway that I have was learning new skills. So don't stop being only one skill person when you can learn much more. In a world of game dev, usually people are like alone or with a few team members, so it's better to wear multiple hats, so to say. So for example, a programmer can be also an artist or a game designer or level designer or sound designer as well. So you don't have to do everything perfect because nobody is perfect. But by going into Facebook groups or Reddit groups and asking people to join a project idea and just having the idea written is not convincing enough. But if you can prototype a game yourself and display it to other people, then of course it makes much more sense and you'll get a better team. Your chances of getting people involved in the project increase dramatically because they can actually see something that they can relate to and want to contribute. So should you participate in a game jam? Definitely. It's totally worth it. I've been to 2 game jams. One is 1 month, the one that's currently going, and the other one was 1 weekend. They are both extremely nice experiences. What I learned from both is you have to push yourself to be the best. You don't have to deliver the perfect game, you just have to deliver a core game loop that counts, that makes a difference. Also, for my particular opinion, I really like competition, so competing with other people, and also being part of a team, because being something greater than yourself is much more fulfilling than just working alone. Be careful though, not to overuse game jams, because they might and will take a toll on your body, because they are usually very fast, so you have to miss some sleep time or some proper food eating or some exercise. So it's better to do them every now and then. So I think it's worth it, but yeah, you should be careful. So as a conclusion for this video, you should participate in game jams because they bring a lot of value to you as a person and as a developer. You'll meet new people to start awesome collaborations. You'll learn new things all the time, so you'll improve yourself as a developer, but you'll also gain coverage, and this is something that a lot of developers lack. So yeah, it's totally worth it. So this was my game jam story. If you made it this far, I'm gonna tell you a secret. In this channel, we will focus on game dev secrets that not a lot of people know, that might be just the edge that you need to increase your chances in succeeding with your game. So consider subscribing, because I post these videos weekly and I'll try to give as much tips as possible and also share my experiences with you. Thank you.